Okay, hello. Hi. How are ya? So today we are going to do something that a lot of people have already done, and I'm pretty sure I'm late to the party. But since it's like not even the middle of July, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do the mid-year freak out book tag. There is a lot to freak out about, okay? Okay. So, again, I have the questions on my phone, or I guess prompts. I'm not entirely sure what you would call these, but we're gonna do them. We're gonna go through them. Number 1, best book you've read so far in 2020. This obviously must be Radio Silence by Alice Oseman, because it's great and I love it. You should read it. If you don't know, Radio Silence follows Frances, head girl at her school, straight A student. She's also a fan of this podcast, Universe City. She loves making fan art for it. We also have Aled, who's the creator of Universe City, Radio Silence. And nobody knows that he's behind this cool sci-fi kind of fantasy podcast thing, whatever it is. One day, Frances gets a message from Radio Silence on Twitter asking her if she would want to do art for the show, and she's like, heck yeah, man, let's do it. And so Frances and Alice spend the entire summer working on the podcast together and becoming like best friends. And you know, everything's going great until it isn't. Somebody leaks Aled's identity, which is something he never wanted to happen. And now Frances is left to wonder about the future of Universe City, about Aled's well-being, which, like, justly so, and just their friendship in general. She worries about a whole lot in this book, as do I. But it's a great book, and you should read it. Number 2 is the best sequel that you've read so far in 2020. I looked through my Goodreads, and I found that I've not read a lot of sequels this year. However, the one that I chose for this is Harleen number 2. I'm gonna put the cover right here. By, I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name. This is his name. I'll put it like right here. But a friend lent me their copy of this graphic, I'm gonna call it a graphic novel because that's kind of what it is. And it was great. Could I tell you what it's about? I can try. Harleen is a DC graphic novel which follows Harleen Quinzel. It kind of follows one of the roots of like how she met Joker and how she became Harley Quinn and all that jazz. It was really great. The art was top notch, really loved it. The storyline was, not gonna lie, I was intrigued. I like anything to do with the Joker and Harley Quinn. So. It was really good. Highly recommend it. Number 3, a new release that you haven't read yet, but want to. For this one, I'm going with The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, because this came out like 2 months ago? Oh my gosh, I think it came out 2 months ago. Oops. I haven't read it yet. Is that a surprise? No, it shouldn't really be anyway. Yeah. All I know about this is that it's the prequel to The Hunger Games. It follows President Snow before he was President Snow. And I hope it's going to be a good time. 4, your most anticipated release for the second half of the year. For this, I'm either going to say Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer, or Loveless by Alice Oseman. What's today? Alice Oseman's book comes out sometime this month. I don't remember when. Midnight Sun comes out August 4th. Number 5, biggest disappointment. I haven't talked about this on my channel yet, because I read it before I even started this channel. So my biggest disappointment of 2020 was Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by, I don't even remember the author's name. I'll put it in here. I'd heard great things about this book. People really liked it, and I was like expecting to love it too. Didn't. I listened to the audiobook. I wasn't impressed. If you don't know, actually I couldn't even tell you what Me and Earl and the Dying Girl is about, honestly. I've tried to block it from my memory. I do remember though, the dying girl, her name is Rachel. She gets diagnosed with leukemia. She was the only good part of that book. I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't like the execution of the story. I understood what they were trying to do. They were trying to make something that was not so much like all of the other books where the character has a terminal illness, because all of those are like sappy and heartfelt and blah 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 blah. But to be honest, I would prefer those over this any day. Honestly, there were times where it was disgustingly vulgar, and I had to debate whether I listened to the audiobook and I had to debate whether or not I wanted to just stop listening to it, or if I should keep going so I could count it for my reading challenge. So yeah, my biggest disappointment, Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. Sorry, not sorry. Number 6, biggest surprise. So I had to think about this for a hot minute because I have a few like pretty highly rated books in my reading challenge so far on Goodreads, and I was like, which one surprised me? I can't do Radio Silence because I was kind of going into that expecting it to be as good as it was. So I thought, what book was I like worried about? What book did I have reservations about? And then it hit me. City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Mortal Instruments series. This series follows Clary, who always thought she was a normal girl, but like most of these YA adventure kind of series, she finds out she's not. And she is thrust into the world of shadow hunters and vampires and warlocks and demons and crazy stuff. I was a little worried going into this book because I had already read The Infernal Devices prior to this, and so I knew that Infernal Devices was farther into her writing career since this was like her first book ever published. And so I was like, what if the writing isn't as good and I end up not enjoying it as much. But I ended up really enjoying it. I don't know if you can see all of that, but there are a lot of tabbies in there. So I really liked this, and I am excited to continue on with the series. Number 7, favorite new author, debut or new to you. For this one, I'm either going to say Alice Oseman, because reasons, or Caitlin Doughty. I just read this, and it is great. Everyone should read it. Highly recommend it. I am interested in reading more of these authors' works. Okay? Okay. Number 8, newest fictional crush. And for that, I'm not sure if I would call this a crush. Okay. Okay. But I'm gonna say Jace from Mortal Instruments. I know I'm like really late to this party, but I feel really bad for Jace. I feel like he needs love and affection. Let's be real here. Number 9, newest favorite character. So for this one, I'm either going to say Francis, Aled, Daniel, and or Rain from Radio Silence, because they're great. Or I'm gonna say Alice from Twilight, because Alice is one of the few good characters in this series, okay? Okay, gotta say, Alice is my favorite for many reasons. Is one of them the fact that she's just not Bella? Maybe. That could, yeah, maybe. Number 10, a book that made you cry. Rereads, people, rereads. So far what's made me cry in 2020 is Me Before You by Jojo Moyes and A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. Both very emotional books. They made me low-key sob, so that's nice. Number 11, a book that made you happy. So for this, I'm going to say either The Odd Ones Out, How to Be Cool, and Other Things I Definitely Learned from Growing Up by James Rallison. I read this recently, and this was just a good time, okay? And then, I'm currently in the middle of this one, so my opinion could change. But Why Not Me by Mindy Kaling. Can you see, the text is like really light. Why Not Me by Mindy Kaling. They're both good, fun books, and they made me chuckle. And I really, well, this one I really enjoyed. This one I am currently enjoying. So, 12, favorite book to film adaptation that you've seen this year. So for this, I'm either going to say Jane Eyre, the 2011 adaptation with Maya Wasikowska, I think that's how you pronounce that, and Michael Fassbender, or 5 Feet Apart with Cole Sprouse and Haley Lee Richardson. They're both really good, and I recommend you watch both of them. Okay, maybe when you're in different moods, like if you really want to cry, 5 Feet Apart. But if you want to be confused, but also like kind of captivated by the imagery and the scenery of a movie, then Jane Eyre. There you go. Number 13, favorite review that you've written this year. So there was a point in time this year where I just read a bunch of meh books, and then I was like trying to be really critical, so I feel like I kind of tore them apart in my reviews, but also kind of not really. So for this one, I'm going to say either my review for Why We Broke Up by Daniel Handler or my review for Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. I'll link them both in the description if you would like to view them and read them for yourself. If not, that's fine too. Number 14, the most beautiful book you bought this year or received. For this, I'm going to say Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. Like, I'm in love with this cover, okay? I also have not read this book yet, so I really need to get on that. Number 15, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? The short answer, a lot. The kind of long answer is that I'm going to go through every single one that I either have yet to finish or have yet to read and show them to you, okay? Okay. Why Not Me by Mindy Kaling. I already talked about this. I'm in the middle of it. I have to finish it. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Also have to finish that. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. This is a reread with Hannah over on All Things Henny and Heidi over at Heidi Chick Reads. Divergent by Veronica Roth. This is a reread for hopefully a video to come in the future. We'll see. The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I'm currently in the middle of this one as well. This is also kind of a buddy read with Hannah on All Things Henny. So, My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Frederick Hoffman. I'm 2 chapters in. I already cried, so that's gonna really bode well. Again But Better by Christine Riccio. You can see from the tabs that I've already started this. I know, everybody and their brother, or maybe their mother, has read this book, and I haven't gotten to finish it yet, which is like 100% on me. So, now we're gonna get into the books that I haven't read, but will read in the near or hopefully soon to come future. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I Am Number 4 by Pittacus Lore. City of Ashes and City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. This one I'm dreading. I kind of don't want to read this one, but Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer, and maybe Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi, because this just looks like a good time. I would like to read it. I've had this on my shelf for like a hot minute, so. Alrighty, this has been the mid-year freak out book tag. As you can see, I have a lot of things to freak out about. So, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button. You can also subscribe down there and hit that little notification bell, and that will notify you of when I upload new videos. I try to upload once a week. When in the week? Who knows? Not even me. So, I will see you next week with a new video. Bye!